Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Totalbiscuit. I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. WTF is Day 1 Garry's incident. Gary with 2 R's, so you know he's serious. This is a game by a studio called WildGame Studio. Very much as simple as that. And it is a first-person survival game. Survival seems to be the flavor of the month at the moment. So there's plenty of games coming out. A lot of zombie survival, but some straight-up survival stuff. And it seems like chasing a little bit of a dream, honestly. It's a bit of a desperation genre, and as a result, a lot of games are coming out in it, and most of them are not particularly good at it. And so far, I have to say, Day 1 Garry's incident is most assuredly on that list. So we'll look through the options menu before we begin here. As you can see, mouse sensitivity and invert mouse available. Controls can be rebound, as you so desire. Nothing particularly complicated about any of this, really. Most of the stuff is done through the inventory screen, so you don't really have to worry too much about that. You can also drink, but that's a fairly important key. It is a survival game, so hunger and thirst do come into effect. Then you got this. This is not exactly what I would call the best options menu ever, and that's mostly because it doesn't really explain what's going on. I know most of these, dynamic lights, dynamic shadows, motion blur, ambient occlusion. I know what these means, but then we get down to B allow D3, D9, MSAA, which I assume is to allow some form of DirectX 9 MS anti-aliasing, and then decal cull distance, and B allow high quality materials and things like that. It's not exactly well explained. There's no tooltips whatsoever to tell you exactly what they do. So I've determined the best idea would be to have these on. Now, a lot of this stuff will impact your performance, but it doesn't seem to matter because the performance is awful anyway. So let's get into the game and show you exactly what's going on with Garry's incident. So you are Garry. You end up somehow on an island after your plane crashes, and then you end up trying to survive. And yes, you've got this Revelations 2012 style weird Aztec thingy on your wrist for whatever reason that you find in the first area. So what you might notice so far, maybe you don't notice it because YouTube's only 30 FPS by default, maybe it'll drop lower, is that the frame rate is awful. It is dreadful. It drops below 30 very regularly, and this isn't even with all of the options enabled. On a Titan! I've said it before, it's on my Titan, and it's still running terribly. I tried turning the options off, which makes the game look noticeably worse, I have to say, and it still looks and runs terribly. Don't know what the hell's going on with that. And texture quality is not too bad with the details on it. I mean, it varies really from place to place. The moss texture there is pretty nice, but then you've got some fairly lame textures there. So it kind of runs the gamut. There is a large amount of foliage. I'll give them credit for that. Admittedly, the foliage has, as you can see, a fairly excessive amount of popping going on. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, you can see the popping. It's pretty obvious. So it clearly doesn't seem like this is well optimized at all. The game does run dreadfully, I've got to say. Now, what's going on here? Well, this is some village. It was a side quest to save the Amazon here, who I did save, I might add. I successfully saved her. And then had a graphics bug, had to reload the game, and suddenly she was dead, surrounded by a bunch of tribesmen. In fact, you may have heard the screams as I loaded the game up. Let's try it again. Let me demonstrate. So, load up the latest version, which is this one. And you'll hear the screams in a second. You hear them? Everybody instantly died. And I have no idea why. I didn't kill these guys, and I rescued the Amazon priestess. To the point, actually, where she gave me, I believe she gave me cooked meat, actually. Yeah, so I still have the item she gave me, but now she's dead, along with everybody else in the village. And one of the missions you're given, assuming I can even find it, is kill the infected tribe master. Yeah? He's not here. Like, I can't find him. I assume that he instantly died alongside everybody else for no apparent reason, so I can't complete the quest, which is kind of stupid. Also, why on earth can I not run through here? There's arbitrary invisible walls almost everywhere, and this is not the first area to have it either. Jeez, look at this nonsense. The starting area had all sorts of crazy stuff. It involved some fairly rudimentary puzzle solving. I have too many mangoes. It's kind of one of these terrible problems that I have going on here. I cannot drink here. It is unsafe. I assume I have to find a water source. God, I can't even get past this. Jeez. I have no idea where I'm going, of course, because the game doesn't have a map, so I'm mostly just following a compass at this stage. In the first... Oh, no, instantly died. All right, okay. Didn't even see what killed me. Right. And that's instantly going to reload me back into whatever I was in. Don't know what the hell was going on there. Oh, look, everyone instantly died again. What the hell was that? What killed me? I'm on about 70% health. You wouldn't think an instant death would happen. And I better sneak up here. Maybe there's a tribesman around here or something. Yeah, in the first area I had problems with navigation as well. I actually ended up with the sequence where you're trying to get out of the temple as it falls down around your stereotypical ears. And what happened was you were supposed to destroy a piece of the scenery to get through. It was flashing. It's like, hey, destroy this. I destroyed it. It disappeared, just vanished. Like, it didn't even crumble or anything. It just vanished. This was a gigantic 20-foot tall rock, by the way, that I destroyed with my machete or whatever this thing is. Behold my amazing fighting technique, passed down from generation to generation in the illustrious Garry line. Anyway, as I was saying... What the... God damn it, this guy came out and... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I was on half health. Like, the health meter doesn't even seem to work. That's what really gets me about this game. It says, oh yeah, you've got so much health here. And you don't. Like, you just die immediately. Oh man, I'm going to bandage up to full. So thankfully I have some bandages. The bandaging process involves a QTE. In fact, a lot of the game does. Whenever you get attacked by a panther, there's a bunch of QTEs you have to deal with as well. A lot of the crafting involves QTEs, which is just annoyingly frustrating. There's no real reason for them to be there. They're just a complete waste of time. Oh, hello. Are you going to die? There we go. That is the extent of the combat at the start of this game, I've got to say. Man, they must have spent a lot of work on those buns there. I got to say, that's some high poly bun action going on. I was trying to get to the point. Yeah, the terrain disappeared, but was still there, so I couldn't pass it, and I got stuck. I tried to fire my wrist-mounted Aztec wonder thingy at it, and I died instantly when I tried to do that, so that didn't really go very well. What the hell was going on with that? Essentially, this game seems to be massively laden in bugs, but it does have adjustable FOV, guys, which, I mean, I do appreciate. That's nice. They actually bind it to 0 and 9. I don't think they even mentioned it in the controls, actually. Should we have a little look and just make sure? Nope, didn't think so. It's actually mentioned in the feature list for the game, but is not mentioned in the controls. So, hey, let's stealth kill this monkey for whatever reason. Looks like I cannot harvest the meat of the monkey. I managed to harvest meat from a panther earlier, but apparently eating monkeys is beneath me, so hey, there you go. I actually have no idea what I'm doing or where I'm going at this stage, which is potentially enjoyable, don't get me wrong, because it is a survival game, after all. What the... Am I being attacked by monkeys? Is that throwing... Please don't tell me it's throwing what I think it's throwing. Is it... No, it's just throwing rocks. Like, there's an infinite pile of rocks right there. Sod off. Jeez. I thought it was throwing crap at me. I'm kind of thankful that it wasn't. And I'm still in combat, apparently. That's great. Let's gather plants. What I will say, to its credit, is it's definitely not the worst looking game ever. It's just, to be fair, it's not the art style and the actual art fidelity that's a problem. It's the animation quality, because it's dreadful. I mean, you saw the fighting there. Like, what will happen is one of those tribes will run up at you and just flail at you over and over again. There's a block move, but it doesn't work, and you die instantly anyway if you try to use it. Like, it shows you how to use it in the tutorial, but I've tried it since, and I've never got it to work. You just die. So, basically, the only way to really fight those things is to just keep beating on them, because it permanently stun locks them, and then just beat them to death with your whatever the hell you can call this. I don't even know if it's a machete or whatever. The animation quality just in the entire game is absolutely awful. But the terrain isn't bad. I mean, you know, you're looking at fairly kind of lush jungle forests, but I'm looking at this area right here, and it dropped to 23 frames per second, just turning around there. So while it might look reasonable, and while some of the textures are actually not too bad, they're certainly not the best I've ever seen, but they're not dreadful, the game just runs awfully, and when I turn all the options down to minimal, it still runs badly, and it looks terrible. So it's not really the best compromise ever. Now, the way that the crafting system works in this game is primarily just based through the inventory screen. In fact, pretty much everything is done here. As far as I can tell as well, the inventory screen, it doesn't pause the game either. Yep, I would be correct. I'm currently taking damage while in the inventory screen. That's great. I don't even know how much damage I can actually take from these monkeys. I have no idea, because the health screen is a damn liar. Where the hell's the other monkey? I'm trying to show you the crafting screen. I'm being assaulted by rock-throwing monkeys. It's just beautiful. I heard it squawk, but I don't know where it is. So, I guess I'll just move towards the back here and hope that it doesn't find me. Yeah, most of the crafting is done through here. Basically, you select something and you combine it with other stuff. So, if I say want to make bandages, I will make it with this. But I won't, because... Oh, no, I will. Looks like I'm crafting while having stuff thrown at me. This is great. Awesome. Just awesome. There we go. Can we just stop with the monkeys? This is not remotely funny. I can't even see them. The grass is too high. It's infuriating. Please don't tell me there are more monkeys. Jeez. So, yeah, that's how you craft. You go to the inventory system. You put in the necessary ingredients. And most of it just makes sense, really. Old pistol ammunition. I'm probably not going to make anything out of that. Bamboo sticks. It's mostly just guesswork, as far as I can tell. I made a Sarbacan. I don't even know what that is. Is it a blowpipe? I guess it's a blowpipe, but as you can see, I don't actually have any darts for it, so that's not really all that useful, but hey. It's cool that I was able to make that, though. I did pretty much guess the... Oh, jeez. I did pretty much guess the actual recipe for it, because it doesn't really seem to tell you much. And I don't even know what this is. I guess, okay, so that will show you recipes that you have discovered during the game, which seem to be mostly either common sense or guesswork. It's telling me to get this flask back as well, which I tried to do, but since the game has no map of any description, I got completely lost in the jungle. I just don't know where I am now. And I suppose that there is a benefit to that, and it is kind of cool. I don't know what the hell this is doing glowing like that, but it is kind of neat that you get lost like that. And you have to go exploring. That's all right. I just killed the parrot. I'm very, very sorry. And it clipped through the box, obviously. Yeah. Why am I even surprised by this? God, you'd think this was an early access game, but it's not. Ooh, a gun. Handy. All right. Bet I'm not going to be able to find any bullets for it. There we go. Craft a fishing boat. Love to. Where is the water? Who the hell knows? Yeah, it had potential, from what I can tell, and it seems interesting. Like, hey, that sounds like a cool idea. I can do all this cool survival stuff. But it's just so badly executed that it doesn't really matter. I mean, the combat is so incredibly bad. It's mind-bogglingly awful. Interesting. So this appears to be a recipe of some description. I don't know what the rest of that is, though, so... Looks like it's been scribbled off. And I've still got the combat music going on, so there's probably a monkey hunting me somewhere. I'm gonna try and look through his boxes and see... Oh, never mind. I can clip through the boxes. Obviously. Yeah, that should have seen that one coming. I just feel that companies that don't have enough practice should, under no circumstances, be attempting something as complex as an open-world, first-person survival game. Because it will just be dreadful. And this game is astonishingly bad in many respects. I think some people will be willing to grin and bear it. Honestly. And I believe that because there aren't all that many games that try to do this. So I have a feeling that, yes... It's monkeys. More fucking monkeys. It is entirely possible, as I am a ghost, as you can see. I can walk through trees, but I couldn't get through the obvious gap between those tents because, you know, screw logic, right? Some people will grin and bear it because there aren't all that many games in this particular genre. Alright, I understand the idea. I do. I really do. But this is awful. And there's... What? Where the hell did that come from? Behold, the worst textured panther in the history of video games. Just randomly out of nowhere comes this frickin' panther. It's allied with the monkeys. Oh, good lord. Get the sword out and chase the bloody thing. I'm just wasting ammunition at this point. Seems like there's infinitely spawning rock-throwing monkeys, so hey, I'm gonna have to bandage up again. There don't appear to be any hotkeys for any of this stuff either. It doesn't seem like you've got inventory slots that you can bind to keys. Like, it will automatically cycle through weapons, sure, but if I want to use bandages... What the hell killed me? I had half health, why did I just immediately die? I don't understand what's happening. Oh great, I'm back here, awesome, in the instant pit of death, so... Let's just say it doesn't have that many save points. Maybe it has quick save? No, of course that would be asking too much. So if you want to save, you've got to do that, and there we go. Which is, not the biggest hassle in the world, but you better save regularly if you intend to play this, because you will just die from anything at random with no prior warning. It's hilarious. It really is. It's like nothing has any consistency. You had full health, and then suddenly a tribesman instantly kills you that you didn't even hear or see coming. Monkeys at one point do no damage whatsoever, and then apparently are able to kill you from half health, which is astonishing, really, when you think about it. And yeah, as I was saying, using stuff like bandages is a bit of a pain, because you've got to go into the inventory to do it, then you've got to do this bloody QTE every time you want a bandage, which serves no practical purpose whatsoever. Don't do this. What is this here for? Why? If you're going to put me through a silly little animation, then just do that. Don't make me do a QTE every time I need to bandage. It's a very common activity. All right, looks like there's some water there. I'm going to head over there and see if I can get a drink. Oh, never mind. I can't climb over these rocks because Garry's incident apparently involves extremely heavy gravity and an inability to climb. I'm pretty sure that macaw is also up to no good. Ah, I assume this sign means there is a village in this direction. All right, I better be a little bit careful. Because as we've seen, the tribesmen vary from anything between utterly and completely useless at combat to instant kill when you don't even see them. So we're going to be a little bit careful as I sneak around here at about 28 frames per second. It's sad, really, because what a great concept. Eh? You crash in the jungle, survive, figure everything out. Sounds great, potentially. Sounds awesome. But the way that they've executed it is just horrendous. The over-focus on combat and the fact that the combat is terrible. Is he going to clip through it? He's going to clip through it, isn't he? Of course he is. Of course he is. Collision detection would be far too much to ask here. Can I... What? What? I hit him 5 times or 3 times in the back and he doesn't even know that I'm here? Why is this game? And I'm gonna ask, what is this game? What? Now he realizes, oh, screw everything about this. I'm sorry, I can't take another minute of this dreadful thing. Oh, what is it with this year and awful video games? We've had Ride to Hell Retribution, and we've had this. And I don't know which is worse. I am maybe going to go as far as to say that this is actually worse. But I think maybe, just maybe, it gets away with it. Just maybe, on the subject of, and the subject matter, more to the point, that it manages to say, hey, I'm a little bit interesting because I'm a survival game, and there's not a lot of those, so you should probably check me out. Behold, the floating Aborigine tribesman thingy, and his... This is a full release. This is a full release. It is not early access. This is not a beta, guys. Seriously, I am not lying to you. And this is after about 3 patches. This game is a fucking disaster. It is a wasted concept on a studio that evidently does not have the talent necessary to create something of this complexity. And my God, did they screw it up. This is this year's Revelations 2012. And more to the point, it's even got a Revelations 2012 arm gun. It's... God. It is just horrendously bad. I have a feeling these guys don't know I'm here. Like, that because I'm in stealth, I assume. It doesn't matter that I'm in vision. Because I'm crouched, I'm in stealth. This monkey is running backwards and forwards. This tribesman right here. Hi. Let me guess. If I stand up, he's going to see me immediately. Of course. Oh, God. I want to find the people responsible for this and just stick them in a plane and force them to crash land in a jungle and fight for survival with a bunch of hungry, badly animated Aztecs that spawned me in the tent, obviously. Of course it did. Why wouldn't it? What a goddamn mess. Avoid at all costs. This is the definition of terrible. I'll see you next time.